We're covering breaking news this afternoon out of British Columbia on deaths related to the extreme heat. We are standing by live for the Premier of BC, who is scheduled to do an announcement on opening the economy post-COVID, but the province is facing another dire and increasingly, it looks, tragic situation. Police in British Columbia say they are overwhelmed after receiving at least 75 sudden death calls in Surrey, Burnaby, and some in Victoria. BC is recording the highest temperatures in the country, as you know by now, the highest we've ever seen. Lytton, BC, expected to set a new Canadian record today of 49 degrees Celsius. This is a prolonged heat wave with extreme highs, extremely high lows at night, so there is no relief. And police say the situation is tragic and dire. The sudden death calls are mostly coming from elderly people. Let's listen now to Corporal Michael Calange of the Burnaby RCMP. I spoke to him earlier.
As police, we can't definitely figure out, we don't say what the cause of death is. But what we have noticed is we've actually reached 35 sudden deaths since yesterday morning, just in Burnaby alone. I know it's happening all over the region here. We just need to get this right.
Yeah, 35 deaths, sudden death calls in the last 24 hours compared to what would you usually get? Nothing?
Last year, in the same period, we had one. The year prior, we had two. That was when it was a seasonal weather. And
where are these? What are the circumstances of these calls?
We're seeing a lot of them are in some elderly folks. So we're asking everyone to give your elderly folk, friends, family a call. What we're seeing is not everyone has working AC. So when our officers are showing up, they're going into these buildings, and it's over 40 degrees in these apartments, and that's a lot for a healthy person to take. And anyone with any kind of underlying issues, it's just it's not a recipe that we like.
Corporal, are these apartment buildings with no air conditioning? Are they long-term care homes with no air conditioning?
I'm going to say it's everything. It's right across the board. We're going to homes, houses, we're going to apartment buildings. Can't say that it's happening, and it's happening quickly. So this message, please call your neighbors, call anyone that lives alone. If you live alone, find a buddy and call back and forth. It's no time to think that you can make it without calling someone. We need to really pull together right now.
Yeah, you must be overwhelmed.
Definitely. It's just part of the job, I suppose. We have officers all over the city, and I know they are all over. I can't speak for the other jurisdictions, but I'll say no matter where you are, take heed, make a phone call, knock on your neighbor's door, just get an answer from someone. If you don't hear something, now is not the time to wait. Now is not the time to try later. Take the next steps if you have to.
What do you mean, take the next step?
I mean, drive over, call someone that lives next door. Whatever you have to do to confirm someone's well-being, make that happen. Because the last thing we want is for someone to say, "What if I called?"
That's Corporal Michael Calange of the Burnaby RCMP. We're also hearing from the Vancouver Police Department just now. They're saying they do not have exact numbers because the numbers of sudden deaths are changing by the hour as people are sadly discovering loved ones. The department's saying it's very tragic, and we are encouraging people to check in on their loved ones regularly. And the spokesperson says, I can tell you that Vancouver Police Department has responded to dozens of sudden deaths in the last few days.